Hi everybody. Today is day 19 and I'm going to be canning these potatoes because they've been needing to get done. So I'm going to try my hardest. I am blind right now. I can barely even see this camera. My glasses are being glued back together as we speak, but they are downstairs and they are wet. We put epoxy on it and like to keep them together, and it's still just so wet. So in the meantime, I went ahead and I got some water boiling. Well, trying to, and then I got some in my kettle too. That way I could go ahead and just pour it over because we're gonna boil these potatoes. You could do anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. The book itself, the ball canning book, says 10 minutes, but some people do 3. I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse them on this side. This side just has some hot soapy water. That way, because it's really late, that way I can just go ahead, put all of my utensils that I need in here, wash them for the night, and then be done. So this is just already sitting here. So what I did is I just took a clean mason jar and I kind of measured out exactly how many my potatoes would actually equal 7 quarts. This is about 7 quarts here. What I'm going to try and do is put the rest of this in here for now, because I should have asked my mother-in-law, not my mother-in-law. I should have asked my mom if I could go ahead and borrow her pressure canner like I said I would, but I totally forgot. So it's just gonna be an extra long night, but that's okay. Give me more time with Jesus. So you guys, if you're going to be doing anything on your stove, make sure you have the correct burner on. I'm glad I had nothing in the back, like a cast iron or anything, but I had the back burner on and not even the front one, so it literally was doing nothing. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 3 quarts of water in here and then put my jars in here so that they can get acclimated to the correct temperature. Just in case some of you don't know, you have to pressure can potatoes because they are low acidic for safe canning. There is rebel canning. You can do what you want. I'm not going to rebel can. I don't need to. I have my pressure canner, so I might as well do it, right? I'm going to go ahead and put my canning rack here in the bottom. That way, when it jiggles, like whenever it boils, it's not going to bounce those jars around and make them burst. And I will, once again, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description below, talking about just kind of a brief overall over the pressure canner. And I have a Presto canner, so each canner is different as well. But I went over a little bit about my canner and exactly how to use it, the safety precautions, the gauges, whatever everything is. That's kind of what I talked about. So I'll go ahead and link that in the description below with the little time. Can't think what it's called, but also where it's at located in that time of the video. A little bit of water in it, that way it just helps it a little better. Like, it helps the jars stay down in there. So my pressure canner holds 7 quarts, and they don't have to be sterilized anymore with boiling water. All you have to do is wash them with hot soapy water. I've already done that. Now I'm just going to, since it's been some time, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here in the jar, in my pressure canner with a little bit of water, so that way they don't float and hit each other, clink around. And that way it can just acclimate itself and they could sterilize once again. You can even put the lid over if you wanted to. You don't have to. I'm trying to remember where mine is. Not locked or anything. I just put it on. That way it could just all come together real nice. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to boil, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get everything ready that I absolutely need. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lids in just a little container. I need 7, so I'm just going to do 7 lids. put a little bit of water on them. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on my stove on low. That way it just starts heating up. These don't have to boil anymore. You don't have to sanitize them or anything. The rubber piece that helps it seal, this like orange part here, that is what you are going to want to, that is why we're doing this, so it softens up that seal and it just makes it easier to get a really good seal. What are you doing?
What do you want me to say?
Stop, get out of here. I don't know if that's even gonna boil back there, to be honest.
Stop, get out of here.
Alright, so I forgot to mention that I also have my kettle going in the back, and that's just going to be going over the potatoes. But my water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my potatoes now. Since the potatoes were cold, it did change it from not a boil, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to let it go. Timer 10 minutes. Alright, so I'm pretty far away from the stove because it's just so loud with the vent fan going on, and it won't turn off. It's just on automatically now. I'm going to go ahead. I got less than 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take out my 5 minutes for my potatoes boiling. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out my jars, put them over here, and we will do our thing. So just to give you a heads up before I do it, I'm going to go ahead. I'm following this recipe here in the ball book. So on page 116, and I'm going to go ahead, fill up my jars, leaving 1-inch headspace. And then I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm going to add my potatoes. Then I'm going to add my water, debubble, and then that leaving that 1-inch headspace. For those of you who don't know, this is the 1-inch headspace right here. This lid. You can hear it. So that's where we're going to fill it to. So I needed a little bit more of potatoes for the 7 quarts that I have here. So I went ahead and put a few more into the boiling water. I poured up some of these, and now I'm just going to clean some of them until it's time for those. So I'm going to take my debubbler and I'm going to debubble all of these. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take off, dip my clean rag into the water that I have, and clean the ribs. Now I'm going to take a dry part of my rag, and I'm going to dry off the ribs. Then with my dry finger, this is a really, really good reason why you need to check your jars. These were brand spanking new, and there's a nick. I don't know if the camera will catch that. Right here. I'm going to take my magnet stick. I'm going to go ahead and just take it on out of there. place them on top. And then I also got clean rings, fingertip tight. So I'm going to use this one because it's not as boiling hot with liquids. When I say fingertip tight, all I'm meaning is, you see how you can't go anymore? That's what I mean with fingertip. Do not crank, just fingertip. Now that they're loaded, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the lid on the pressure canner. Had a nice steady stream for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pressure regulator on like this. Wait to get that up to 11 psi. Now check your elevation, altitude. That will determine what pounds of pressure you need. Mine, I need 11 pounds. But whenever this gets up to pressure, I'm going to be canning this for 1 hour and 25 minutes. Went ahead and shut this off. All right, I'm gonna let that come down to 0 pressure, and then I'm going to wait 5 minutes after it's come down to 0 pressure. Then I'll take off the lid and then wait 10. Alrighty, lovelies. I'm only gonna do 1 round tonight. It is after 1 o'clock in the morning, and I need to get some sleep so that way I can be up and ready and active for my family tomorrow. I can just can the rest of this stuff Monday. So anyways, lovelies, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you tomorrow.